Good morning, Westchester. Today is June 17th, 2021, and I'm Bonita Tyes with the Westchester Chronicle. Last night, Westchester's first in-person Borough Council Voting Session was pretty low-key, with most items on the consent agenda. Councilwoman Lisa Dorsey noted it was her first in-person meeting, despite serving on the council for almost a year. I sat down with the councilwoman to ask her thoughts.
It felt great to be in the room with residents as well as my co-council people, co-council members, and be able to have face-to-face conversations. You can read people, I think, a little bit better in person than over a Zoom or team meeting. Body language sometimes tells you a lot. I think, last night being here for the working session and being able to see the residents, and again, I think the message is different when you're in person versus behind a screen. Your inflection is a little different, your body language is a little different, and you can be more, your delivery is just different when you're in person. And I think, again, reading cues, facial cues, and folks aren't multitasking when they're here in front of you. I know I'm guilty. When I'm on a Zoom meeting, I'm doing 2 or 3 things at once. Here you have to be focused on the conversation and participate. This summer, I'm just looking forward to being back to normal, right? And being able to get together with friends and family and go to restaurants and, vacation and all the things that we missed out on last year. I am looking forward to visiting the open air this weekend. So if I don't get there Friday night, we'll definitely be there on Saturday or Sunday.
Councilwoman Dorsey wished everyone a happy Pride Month and encouraged people to come to the Juneteenth Freedom Day celebration at the Melton Center this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. At the end of the meeting, the $6,000 being spent by the committee to restore rail service on an economic impact study was called into question since last week's meeting with SEPTA indicated Westchester was low priority. Councilman Bernie Flynn and Councilwoman Dorsey seemed to want to revisit the issue, while Council President Galey and Councilman Stefano seemed to want to move forward with the study. The discussion will continue at next month's Smart Growth Committee. Councilman Flynn broke down the problem facing the rail line.
Our intention right now is we have the meeting with SEPTA, and SEPTA was very, very nice and very kind not to say the word no and not to say maybe and maybe say never. What they did was they said it's not currently in our plans. And then Mr. Skip Bryan stood up and faced the audience and clearly stated what their position is moving forward. And their position is to incorporate the SEPTA system in Westchester and throughout Chester County by the use of electric buses and loop buses inside the borough to get people to the Exton station for the high-speed rail.
Candidate for Mayor Lillian DeBaptiste asked about converting the mission of the Restoration of Rail Service Committee to something focused on more general transportation needs. Councilman Bernie Flynn said this was something that would be considered, but Council President Galey suggested that they involve the committee before any decisions were made. Finally, Councilman Flynn put forth a petition to reestablish the Halloween parade and have it up and running again this year, after it was canceled last year due to the pandemic. It was met with unanimous support from the other council members. However, there may be some conflict with the parade route if Gay Street is still closed in October. Councilman Flynn put out the possibility that it could potentially be redirected through Chestnut Street if need be. More information will be discussed at next month's meeting. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please join us next month as we resume our local coverage and live streams of local government meetings. In the meantime, we will be covering events in town as they happen. Now, if you'd like to see us cover more meetings, events, or provide more information about things going on around town, please consider sponsoring our show via Patreon. Our goal is to make publicly funded news and not have to rely on ads. We will produce as much as we can with the budget you give us. So please like and share us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. It's the easiest way to support us and help us bring you the news. Our program is produced by Crimson Planet Media and distributed by KeystoneDigital.tv. Our music is by Doug Keller. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Until then, I'm Bonita Tyes with the Westchester Chronicle.